If you have straight hair and you want to make it wavy, here are the 5 things you need to do to go from this to this. Okay, I just hopped out the shower, and as you guys can see, there is quite literally no waviness going on. It is basically pinned straight. So now onto the very first step that you need to do, and I believe everyone needs to incorporate this into their routine. You need to start using a leave-in conditioner. This one's from Pete and Pedro, not sponsored. No matter what hairstyle you're going for, you need a leave-in conditioner. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna make your hair more silky, shiny, and overall just healthier. And my hair's honestly still a bit wet to apply this leave-in conditioner, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a towel and just lightly pat dry or blot my hair until it's damp. Okay, I'd say this is good. Just make sure your hair is not dripping wet. You just wanna make sure it's wet enough, somewhat damp. So to apply this correctly, all you gotta do is just put about a quarter-sized amount. It kind of depends on your length of your hair, but for most people, just about a quarter-size amount. Something like this, and then you're going to emulsify it with your hands and then apply it to your clean and damp hair. And make sure to apply this to the ends of your hair and like the lengths of your hair like I'm doing now. And do not apply this to your scalp like you would with a shampoo, because this will weigh your hair down and make it super oily if you do apply it to your scalp. So as you can see, I'm just kind of getting my ends in mid-length. And now what I like to do is I like to get a paddle brush and I will actually just comb all throughout my hair, make sure I'm getting the back too. And the reason why I'm doing this is to make sure I'm spreading that leave-in conditioner evenly all throughout my hair, because you don't want it just clumped on one side of your hair or maybe on top of your hair. That will just look bad. So make sure to evenly distribute it all throughout your hair. So by the end of step 1, your hair should be looking something similar to this. Like I'd say right now my hair is at the perfect moisture level for step number 2, and that is to add a sea salt spray. And if you find your hair is a bit too wet, then you can lightly towel dry your hair again, but I honestly think mine is at a pretty good moisture level. Now for the sea salt spray, do not put too much of this in your hair. This will dry it out. So what I've been doing for years, and this has always worked for me, is I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I found that has worked perfectly for me for years, but if you want to add more, I'd say don't add too much more. I'd say 8 sprays max. And then now that I applied it, I'm gonna do the same thing that I was doing with the leave-in conditioner, just making sure to spread it all throughout my hair. And this is what your hair should look like after step number 2. And that leads me to step number 3, and that is to have a hair dryer with a diffuser attachment. Just like that. And honestly, every single one of you watching needs a high quality hair dryer with a diffuser attachment on it. However, I know they can get pretty expensive and you might not have access to one right now, but I was actually scrolling through TikTok and I found something that is an alternative to this diffuser if you don't have one, and it's free and you can do it right at home. So let's watch that real quick.
Spaghetti strainer diffusing is trending again, and here's what you need to know. The fewer the holes, the less airflow is going to get to your hair, taking longer to dry. Size also matters. If you have lower density hair and you're using a bigger strainer, you're going to notice your hair blowing around a bunch, causing additional frizz. Plus, metal strainers heat up quickly, so you'll want to be careful with how much heat you use. A strainer is actually a great idea for traveling because it's easy to nestle into your suitcase, unlike other diffusers that take up a lot of space. For me, a strainer does make my hair a little bit frizzier and my curls wonkier. It's also harder to dry the roots, but it's better than nothing if you're in a pinch and you don't have a diffuser.
Okay, that is very interesting. So as the lady said, if you're tight on a budget, you don't have a high quality hair dryer, then just get a strainer. So it looked like she didn't have a super high quality hair dryer with any attachment on it. So honestly, if you guys just go borrow your mom's or your sister's hair dryer, that should do the trick. And okay, let me stop stalling. Let me do this. Oh my gosh. So it kind of looked like she just put a section, and she obviously had a lot longer hair than me. And yeah, she mentioned there's a literal metal thing on your head, so you don't want to overheat it, which yeah, that's a pretty good point. So I will be using the coldest setting on this hair dryer. Okay, this is the end result. I can't really tell how much that worked. I guess, yeah, I can see it kind of curling, like especially on the sides here. Honestly, I feel like if I just kind of scrunched it up a little bit, this could definitely work. Yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. For step number 4, I'm gonna add a texture powder, and I'm just gonna add it all throughout my hair, and then I'm just literally gonna rub it in like this, and then I'm gonna start scrunching. See, I'm just getting my hand, using it kind of like a claw, and literally just scrunching up on both sides, and oh my gosh, you can already see how much more waves are coming in. Yeah guys, this is insane. It's definitely wavy now. So now on to the 5th and final step. We are going to actually be using the sea salt spray once again. And the reason you'll want to add that sea salt spray at the very end is to give your hair just that final lock in. So it just kind of locks it in for the rest of the day. And again, I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then after I'm done adding the sea salt spray, I'll give it one last final scrunch. I mean, oh my gosh, guys, look how wavy this is. And I also like to give it a last final scrunch just to force those waves out of my hair. And now you just saw me in real time turn my straight hair into nice wavy hair. And if you follow every single step I did in this video, including the strainer, I mean, if you have a diffuser, just use that. But if you follow every single one of those steps, you will have wavy hair too.